With the Siege of Mandalore right around the corner, let's talk about the 332nd, the special clone unit that participated in only one battle, the Siege of Mandalore. I'm Colin, and this is Sci-Fi Deep Dive. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, to head down below and hit that subscribe button. So the 332nd Clone Division, under the command of now Commander Rex, as well as the guidance of Ahsoka Tano, participated in the Siege of Mandalore, where they carried out an invasion of the Death Watch-occupied world to liberate it from the control of Darth Maul. This division, however, sparks some confusion as to its relationship to the 501st and its position within the rest of the Grand Army of the Republic. So let's just talk about exactly what the 332nd was and how they fit into the larger puzzle. Well, for starters, let's just get the basics out of the way. The 332nd Division is actually part of the 501st Legion, not separate from it. So these troopers could still be considered members of the 501st, but part of a smaller, separate element of the 501st, created specifically for the Siege of Mandalore. As the 501st Legion participated in the Battle of Urbana, fighting Separatist forces for that crucial world, a Separatist fleet arrived over Coruscant and began an assault on the Republic capital, with Republic forces being called back from across the galaxy to defend the heart of the Republic political system. Some hard decisions were made within the 501st. The leaders of the 501st were faced with two missions of nearly equal importance: the operation to capture Darth Maul and liberate Mandalore, and the defense of Coruscant. The decision made by Anakin Skywalker, who was leading the 501st, was an interesting one. A unit within the 501st, the 332nd Company, would be separated away to its own division, the 332nd Division, placed under the command of Captain Rex, who would then be promoted to Commander as he filled the role commanding a clone division. Then they would proceed off to Mandalore, while the remainder of the 501st made its way back to Coruscant to participate in the Battle of Coruscant and later Operation Nightfall. Meanwhile, the 332nd, under the command of Commander Rex and with the leadership of Ahsoka Tano, made their way to Mandalore. Which kind of brings in the interesting tidbit about Ahsoka. Since she's no longer a Jedi, she can't take a command role within the Grand Army of the Republic. An interesting and very weird predicament, but I digress. With that being the case, a clone commander had to be promoted, and that's where Rex comes in, taking on the role of commander and leading the 332nd through the Siege of Mandalore under the guidance of Ahsoka Tano. This whole thing with switching around commanders is basically just to satisfy the sort of regulatory demands of dividing off a clone force to partake in a separate mission elsewhere. So the 332nd Clone Division, with their specially painted armor, participated in the Siege of Mandalore, ultimately liberating Mandalore from control of Death Watch and the leadership of Darth Maul, and then went on to capture Darth Maul before transporting him to the Star Destroyer, the Tribunal, this Venator-class Star Destroyer serving as the base of operations for the 332nd. With Darth Maul now on board and Mandalore under the control of the Republic, the Tribunal began making its way back to Coruscant, where Maul would face trial for his actions. However, on their way back to Coruscant, the members of the 332nd receive the command for Order 66, and chaos breaks out on board the Tribunal, ultimately resulting in the destruction of the Star Destroyer, which crashed on a nearby world. With the destruction of the Tribunal and the death of nearly every clone trooper on board, the 332nd simply ceased to exist at the end of the Clone Wars, being replaced with other elements of the 501st, which were serving with Anakin Skywalker during the Battle of Coruscant and Operation Nightfall. All in all, the 332nd is an interesting little footnote in the history of the 501st, serving a very specific role, and once that role was completed, simply vanishing into history, being lost in the chaos of those final days of the war. But this division in between the 501st and the 332nd was sort of a spur-of-the-moment decision, sort of caused by the Battle of Coruscant, when Separatist forces laid siege to the capital of the Republic. If you'd like to learn about the Battle of Coruscant and how exactly that battle played out, the battle that the rest of the 501st was involved in, I'll leave a link in the upper right-hand corner to my video on that. And I want you to let me know down in the comments if you were Anakin Skywalker trying to make a choice as to who should lead the 332nd. Would you have let Rex go with Ahsoka or taken him with to Coruscant to participate in the Battle of Coruscant and the events of the end of the war? And if you have anything else you'd like to see me cover in Star Wars, you can let me know down below in the comments. Last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, head down below, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you get notified when I upload new videos. So for Sci-Fi Deep Dive, I'm Colin, and I will see you next time.